Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ASUS ROG DreamLeague, where talk shows happen, but games sometimes don't. That was like
half happened.
Yeah, that was a 2 hours 20 hour long, 12 hours 20 minutes long kind of game, which kind of finished in a very suddenly fashion because of some connection issues with Hani from Fnatic. Naturally, Fnatic decided that without a fifth player, they couldn't continue the game. I had to call GG. So Empire took the win about that. It felt like it was so long ago, though. Do you remember what happened in the game? I'm, as you said, a goldfish.
Well, at the beginning of the game, for Fnatic, I didn't feel like they had a greedy enough lineup because when a team picks a defensive Shadow Shaman support, super greedy because he doesn't offer much lane presence. In the case of having a secondary support against a solo offlaner Clock, then maybe it's acceptable. But Empire also had an offlaner of their own who pretty much didn't get zoned at all, which was Mag when he was playing the War Runner. So I feel as though Empire just had a stronger lineup throughout pretty much the entire game. I thought what they were going to do when they picked Luna is just go for like a really early kind of tower push like we used to see way back, like patches and patches ago, where they would go tier 1, tier 2, then bam, rotate mid. But that's not what they did. They got one tower, and then they couldn't push the tier 2, and then they got like one more tower, and then the game was over for them because they had that one Roshan engagement where they didn't have BKBs in the Luna or the Doom. So Era and Hani both just got disintegrated by like Stampede initiation, and then the game was over. Like they just were so far behind. Sure, Hani disconnected. You could say maybe theoretically they could have made a comeback, but in my idea of a game of that, like that game was so over. Like,
you were saying though, when they were taking the Roshan, they were actually kind of in an advantage at that stage, like slightly.
Yeah.
And if they had that, you were saying like, oh, this could be, huge for them. They could come back.
If they got it, I think it could have been.
But it was such a huge risk for them to take as well. Like.
Yeah. But yeah, and we were talking a little bit about when the game was, or when the break was going on actually, about how hard it was to choose the MVP for the game because it felt like it was so disconnected. So like the F9 key was the MVP of the game. Who knows? Doesn't matter. But who we know was the MVP of last week was Arteezy. We actually...
Is that 2 weeks in a row?
Nope. No.
That was Envy on the other week.
On the other week.
Sorry.
This week it was Arteezy. Not the same guy.
No, different people.
Different people.
Same team.
No.
Different team.
Different team.
Okay, I'm learning a lot.
Good. Not only we chose him as an MVP, we also have a compilation of his best plays from last week. So we're going to see them right now. MVP of the week, Arteezy.
He's 3-1-5, has Midas and 1,400 gold at 18 minutes in. Like, what the heck? Stampede gonna be used. Looks like they want to try to go for Universe. Center on the low ground, spotted him out. Nice stun. And Careful. Oh, Misery. Good night. That bear damage. And Smokeling's gonna pay with his own life. Fear gonna be dropping here as well, showing off his newly purchased Blink Dagger, MSS. Here from the high ground, blink forward from Arteezy this time. Fog.
He just attacked creep and reveals Invis. What?
I'm trying to kind of question the fact that Pycat got a hex.
Look at this. What's going on bottom here? Little ninja tactic.
Oh god, Arteezy.
No, he's got blink. He's going to the trees. Arrow for sight.
Arrow scout. Oh, he flips away. He did 3 hours. No, the hex is there. PPD. He's gonna nightmare. Saves him for a little bit of the damage, but it's not gonna matter. He's done.
Yeah. They don't.
And he buys back. Are they gonna turn it? There are Visage Birds here. He's gonna teleport back in. Here. MSS. He just gets annihilated. That's 1,000 gold going to Fear. They're gonna catch Fog to Arteezy. He wants everyone. He's gonna get the hex, and a Pycat also brings him down. Universe with the mana burn gives Fog.
Was it the BKB plus hex on Ursa that turned things around?
I think so, yeah.
Well, it was the amount they chased the Tinker as well. They used the arrow and they used the AA ulti, I think.
Top.
CMO.
They're gonna fight Arteezy. He's dead again.
Yeah, he's dead for a long time because he has no buyback. So, but bot lane.
Okay. Arteezy!
What a great commentary of that last fight.
School girls. We're just like, oh my god, he's gonna live.
No, I think it was all 4 of us. Bruno was casting.
Bruno just goes, Arteezy! I mean, you can't get better than that.
No, it was amazingly executed. So congratulations to him, and congratulations to the person that actually said Arteezy was going to be the MVP and won last week's gaming motherboard.
I just want to know, have anybody from the DreamHack organization let the players know that they won MVP? And do they get a prize?
Did you get a sticker?
No.
Yeah,
they
get a sticker.
They don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know.
Do they care?
Of course they don't know. No. We keep them secret from them because we don't want them to just like grow their egos too much. So we actually say that, and we say that in moments that we know they're not watching. and we like intercept the messages. So if you want to go and tell him, hey, you won the MVP, actually we'll intercept that message.
I see.
He will not reach it. No. That does happen. And speaking of MVPs, it's kind of like a different kind of MVP, but I have to give a special MVP of the day to a guy called Tyler Van Osten, which is watching us and actually gave me the person that was in movies, sports, and music. And that's Shaquille O'Neal.
Ah,
Holy, how did I not get that?
Right, I know, right?
Shaq.
He did everything.
Yeah, that's true.
He's like a genius.
That's true.
Actually, he was a genie.
Yeah, he was. Kazam, man.
Yeah. Great movie.
Yeah.
Not really.
Holy moly. No, it was terrible. But the thing is, it's passable. Right?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
And then there was, Steel, right?
Yeah.
He did that too. He was he in Space Jam?
No.
No, he wasn't in Space Jam. That was Jordan.
Yeah.
Who else?
It
was so
Chuck
long
Barkley
ago,
was there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But
Who
anyways,
calls him
yeah.
Chuck? You're not his friend. You're not on a first name basis with the Charles.
Chuck.
Unbelievable.
Chucky.
My boy.
My man, my main man. But yeah, so that's about the MVP competition and a little bit of our rant to wrap up the pop quiz question. And now we're going into game 2. But before that, we have an announcement to make because we're running so late. We will not do game 3 today. So if you were waiting for Alliance versus Fnatic, that will not happen today, unfortunately. We will have to postpone that to a later date. We still don't know when. We'll have to reschedule with the teams because, of course, they're busy people. They have lots of other leagues and tournaments they're playing as well. So we will only have this next match, which is going to be Cloud9 versus Empire now. And after that, we'll all go home, maybe get something for Shane to eat.
Yes.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
If the prize pool gets to the $100,000 mark, right, like contributed,
You can,
we'll buy him food.
you can't
Shane is gonna start
food
tonight.
ransom.
We're not going to get him any food unless it gets there.
What do I get? Burgers?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I think it's fair.
Yeah.
He has to earn his keep here.
Yeah. But anyways, so with that being said, we're moving into the next game, which is Cloud9 versus Empire. And these are two great teams. And I was actually surprised to see that in the... I think I checked Join Dota, when they have like every single team has their betting site. Actually, Cloud9 is favored in the like percentage to win.
What?
They're like...
Who's betting there?
I don't know. It was like... I mean, it's not like item betting, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the...
Cash?
How big?
No, branch betting or like fictional currency for this kind of...
How big of a difference?
It was like something like 64-36.
Okay, I know Join Dota has a thread that's titled Eternal Envy and has like 10,000 posts.
Okay.
What?
So maybe that's why.
Really?
Okay.
Where they call him like the bringer of rares and like the god and like I don't know what they call it. Esau. Yeah.
I think if
so
there's a bringer of rare in the team, that's Sing Sing.
Yeah.
maybe.
Shoot arrow, hit arrow.
Hit arrow, very good, very effective. But then again, they're facing Empire. And Empire, they're not like an easy team to play against, even if this match is going to be played in USC servers.
Yeah.
Because Empire, what's there to say about that team that we didn't see already? They're very, very solid at drafting. They're really, really good at laning and executing their lanes. Every single time I
But
watch
they're going to
Empire,
have like 3 people on 300 ping.
But it's not. It's like what? 180?
No, it's more than that.
Really?
Yeah, for them.
if you're in Russia, you get like
250 to 300.
Yeah. Like
Ugh.
So it's going to be actually pretty difficult.
But that's not an excuse because these guys play a lot of games in U-Assist. Like
You
every single
pick
time they're
like
playing
clear.
Do
against...
they really?
Yeah, when they play against North American teams, they have to play in U-Assist. Most of the tournaments, or at least they go like 1-1-1.
What European region would actually benefit from East over West, though? Because that's the thing that doesn't make any sense to me about Cloud9. Because they're asking for East, even though they actually have 3 players who are technically in Europe.
From what I've seen, I'm not sure like why they do that, but every single time I've seen them doing, they try to pick the server that's most disfavorable to the other team.
Okay, that makes sense.
They,
mean-
they can't choose that.
East
Yeah.
for Europe West is not too bad.
No,
Only
it's-
130.
it's fine.
I actually
No,
rather
but
queue
I'm
East.
saying, what situation would it be better for them to do that?
Okay, and
Like, yeah.
I
maybe-
agree with Bruno. That sounds
Yeah, it
about
just
right,
feels
yeah.
like they're doing it because they know. It's like, okay, yeah, we
Yeah.
want to play on this because,
Which
not
is-
necessarily because it's good for us, just because it's worse for you.
Maybe Aoi and
Okay.
Eternal Envy live on the west side of Canada. I don't know.
I don't know. Could be.
Yeah, they have a couple of people from the western side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so-
Aoi lives on the west.
Well, there you go.
Toronto.
There's it.
But at the same time, they have 3 players playing on Europe. So it's like a trade-off, of course. I've seen them play against North American teams and picking Luxembourg servers as well. So that's
Damn.
what I've seen. Yeah. I've seen them doing that as well. So it's kind of like a trick that you can use when you have players on both sides if the rules allow for that.
Yeah.
It's funny because Cloud9 is the only team in the entire league that has this controversy behind it.
Yeah.
Because they can pick and play wherever they want.
Well, Team Dog kind of has the same right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Boycott misery.
You're right.
Liquid has Koifa, but I guess you can't pick to choose side for one player.
They do it based on like the majority of the team, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
anyways, having said that, I think the draft has already started. So we're going to leave you right now. Hopefully we will have no pauses. If there's a pause, I'll be trying to think of good topics to talk about. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Go with Cloud9 versus Empire. May the best team win.
or the laggiest team. In this case, which is probably going to be Empire. We'll look at it. We'll see how bad it really is. I'm just kind of like ballparking when I say that. Like, I think it's like 250 plus or something like that. But I've never actually played from Russia, so I don't know. I'm pretty uneducated on that.
Okay, I would like to make a little rant about C9 Team Empire.
Okay.
It's like a continuation of the rant that I just made about Midas Gaming and how bad that is against Team Empire. So you were saying in the previous game where the Doom had a Midas and drums, I believe. I think if he skipped the Midas, skipped the drums, and went straight mech into BKB, the team would have had a much bigger chance to win.
Or Vlad's as well.
Or Vlad. Some item that does. I guess drums are, it's the exception there because drums actually does something for the team.
Right. No, I agree though. Like, I full-heartedly agree with that sentiment because you're investing that money directly into something that gives you an immediate return.
Yes.
You're not getting something that's going to pay off maybe 10 to 15 minutes down the road. And what you give up in that time, like you're filling, right? Like you lose all your tier 1s.
Right.
Against Empire. You lose map control and you potentially lose Roshan, which they did. So in that case, buying a Midas is not worth it at all.
And to kind of extend into this game, Cloud9 is notorious for going quick Midases.
Yeah.
Or not even quick, they're like 12-minute Midases. And they do it on heroes that maybe sometimes have 3 death under their belt. Instead of getting a BKB, they go Midas. So I think if Cloud9 does that, it's severely disadvantaged against Team Empire, who jumps at you 15 minutes in with the Blink Centaur. Same draft as we seen from last game.
I like it.
They first banned Ember and Lycan, like both of them respecting the other team.
I don't know if it's okay for them to pick the Centaur like straight away, because Visage +1 can be high enough of a damage composition to actually threaten a hero, like kill it. Whereas last game when they were playing against Fnatic, the supports didn't have...
It was Enchantress and Luna first.
Yeah, they knew what they were up against. Like.
It's like they knew exactly what was going to be coming their way. Now, Luna's going to be picked again, this time by Cloud9. Doubt it's going to be mid. So if that's still the safe lane, again, Centaur still feels pretty safe. But they picked it blind into one support, which I think is still inherently risky, and I think you could still get punished for that.
Maybe they did the research on Cloud9.
But I guess if you want to theorize further and say that it's better to get your offlaner punished than it is for something like a mid or a carry, and you know what's going to be coming sooner in that regard, then you could potentially use that better, like later in the draft. I don't know. I guess there's arguments against both sides, which is what makes Dota such a great game.
For me, finally, there's a team that's banning out Puck against Team Empire. I just think that hero for them is just so powerful. Right now, for me, Resolution has images of S4 from last year when he was just dominating everybody with Puck. They have a very different playstyle. I feel like Resolution's going for more solo pickoffs. That's why he's buying items like Dagons. You could see him running around picking out supports. But they do a very similar thing in the sense that they just really control where the fights are going to be. And he always drops like 3 or 4 man Koyos. So finally somebody is respect banning the Puck. I just think that against Team Empire, you take out the Puck or you lose. So
took out Morana as well.
Yeah, and again, nobody's banning Morana against Sing Sing, which I find it very odd.
Well, I think it's one of those heroes that even if Sing plays it, like I wouldn't even be afraid to say that I think he's the best Morana player, like period, like just in competitive. But even if that's the case,
okay,
I still feel like the hero has inherent flaws. Like it's so performance based. Like if you don't hit your arrows, the hero is totally lackluster, right? Like lane presence
always hits arrows.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like I'm saying, human error makes that hero not like that high tier for me.
Okay,
like
so
sure she can contribute a lot, huh?
Sing Sing's not human. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe he's not. Maybe you've seen his jacket. Maybe he's hiding something under there. Maybe he's a cyborg.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it could be. But no, I just think it's the hero has crap base damage. Doesn't usually win a lane. Like, say you put her against Invoker, Invoker wins that lane. Put her against SF. SF wins the lane unless you hit arrows.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't really crush anything.
So when you were talking about the necessity to hit arrows, I was gonna throw out the counter example of like Windrunner, but obviously Windrunner in that case, apart from like, if you land a shackle, you win team fights, right? Like if you stun 2 heroes for 3.75 seconds, but Windrunner has, like you said, the good laning, could offlane, could mid, could even support, could control, could counter push in ways that Mirana can't. So I hold that back. You're completely right about Mirana. But it doesn't stop Cloud9 from picking it, because they usually use strategies like, for example, Naga and the Snare or Naga Sleep to set up the arrows, and then you're just getting a ton of burst damage.
Yeah, for sure. Like, if you're going to pick a setup for it, then I totally understand why you would go for the Mirana. But they usually just put it mid. Like, they usually just say, yeah, Sing, go take Mirana mid.
They safe lane farmed them a few times.
They do.
Yeah, a handful of times. I guess it could be seen either way. I like the safe lane farming more than I do mid, for obvious reasons, although I guess she does offer a bit better rune control than some of the mids that we're seeing today, especially heroes like Storm. Storm has like no rune control.
Yeah, he just waddles up to the rune.
You push the wave and you hope to God it spawns where you're walking. That's pretty much how it works.
Oh, Nyx is so good against Storm Spray.
Yeah. Nyx is very good against Dazzle as well. And Centaur, actually. Because Centaur's abilities are so telegraphed that it's incredibly easy to just use Carapace and be like, oh yeah, you just got stunned, you know? And same thing with like Remnants. Same thing with like Poison Touch, because you can use it at any point during the duration and you'll stun them.
The mana drain's also really good against Storm and Dazzle, because they usually go high intelligence items.
Yeah, I think the Storm might actually have to go super early BKB, which hurts. But we'll see if they manage to pick up any other heroes with decent damage dealing capabilities. But I still feel as though the Storm Centaur synergy is nice, because say you ball like on top of somebody and you have Centaur ult on and you stop, they still get slowed, so you don't actually have to pull that person.
No, you just Remnant straight up and you get the damage and everything else.
You can be a bit more efficient with your balling as well.
Real fast, if you double edge into a spiked Nyx, you just take a lot of pain, right? You just take a lot.
Die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you don't just die, but
your character gets deleted from the game, and you don't get to come back.
I generally don't see that happen too often, because normally you're spiking like his ultimate or a stun. But if that happens, you know.
That would be pretty devastating.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is, you could argue it both ways. Like, the attacks are so telegraphed that the person could just cancel it when he sees the
because he has to like get the whole axe.
Because you like pull the axe all the way back, and then you read a book, and then you
lift your
bring
legs
it back down.
Okay, Rubik. We haven't seen Rubik for quite a bit, I want to say.
Vanscore's played it a few times, actually.
Yeah, Vanscore's like sick Rubik.
Yeah,
he's super good.
You know, I was thinking the other day, because I always have this rant that supports can't win the MVP award.
Yeah.
I think they can if they play Rubik, because he's
EGM.
one of the...
Do you remember that game? The first week?
but he didn't win it.
No.
That's only because Dendy played so good that week.
Yeah, there was...
Like, you can't even say that Dendy didn't deserve it.
Yeah, Dendy played well.
But no, I think that Rubik is one of the biggest playmakers that you can possibly have on your team.
Yeah, as a support.
But it's also really hard to play from behind on him, I think. If you don't have like a Force Staff or a Blink Dagger,
It is.
It's like really, really
Especially
difficult.
against teams with Nyx and Visage, because all they have to do is find you with birds in the Nyx, and then you're dead.
No.
Like, you can't do anything against that. It's a sad, sad time. So we're assuming the Dazzle and the Rubik are going to be kind of like buddies for the whole game. They're just going to hang out, you know?
I think they could pick Tinker here, Cloud9.
They could.
Or Invoker.
Does Sing Sing play a Tinker?
I don't think so. I don't know who would play Tinker on their team.
I know Envy has practiced it, but he's definitely playing the Luna, so that's out of the question.
Okay.
So I don't think they will play Tinker. Just
based on the
fact that they don't have the players. Yeah.
The other thing that's a little bit inherently risky about Tinker is that there's already a Storm and a Centaur on the other team. So picking a hero that kind of relies on opening up the map when you know that Team Empire has initiation is inherently risky, because you're basically saying, okay, hopefully the Storm doesn't, he doesn't ball on me, or they don't use Centaur ulti in a blink to stop me from marching a wave. Like, that's scary, right?
Yeah.
So Empire, they ban out the SF. I like that. I just really like heroes who go early BKB against lineups like Empires, where they solely rely on just walking into you and fighting you. Like, that's what Empire is doing.
One thing in the defeat that Empire suffered against Team Ahead is one thing that Ahead did very well is they
Is that next KZ?
Yeah,
Okay.
next KZ /
They're called Ahead now, are they?
They're called Ahead. Is they went for 3 or 4 Blink Daggers. They had one on a Shadow Fiend. They had one on a Shadow Shaman. And I don't know, I think it was like a Centaur on the last one. I'm not sure about the Centaur. But what I saw and I was very surprised about is that Team Empire did not respect the power of Blink Dagger. So they would just like have one person farming out of nowhere, and then he just got blinked on, and they lost a lot of heroes and towers because of that. But the other thing I took away from that game is that Team Empires, they were fighting evenly, and sometimes they were winning team fights with a 10,000 gold disadvantage. They're just saying a lot about the team. So I think I want to, just based on that one loss, I think Team Empire's weakness, if they even have one, is against Blink Daggers.
What heroes did the other team have? Shadow Fiend?
Shadow Fiend, Shadow Shaman on support, who somehow got to Blink, and I think it was either a Slardar or a Centaur, some sort of like initiator in that sense. Maybe after that game, they have corrected their playstyle to not be as cocky or as aggressive against Blink initiations. But I think one thing that Team Empire generally does well in their draft is making sure that they are the aggressor.
Ooh.
And
pretty much
the same draft here. Like Puck and Storm are, because they do kind of similar things, right? They jump on you and they initiate. And when you're the person that's being the aggressor, Cloud9's going to be the one that has to be on the defensive. Because so far, if you just look at the two drafts, Earthshaker's picked as a defensive pick.
Yeah.
Luna is going to be sort of like, she does damage, but you know she's going to be getting a quick BKB. And to me, she's going to be a defensive pick for the similar reasons. So Cloud9 is going to be playing on the back foot, I feel like, in terms of like who's the aggressor role.
Yeah, for sure. But they have a good defensive postured lineup, right?
Yes.
Like you have Visage Birds to stun. You have Nyx, who has a decent range Impale. One of the best defensive supports in the game, in my opinion, which is Earthshaker. Just being able to like Pilot Eyes Fissures are... Well, he had one really good game, and then he had one really bad game.
Yes.
So he's like 50-50. We'll see which Pilot Eye they bring into the table today.
Okay.
And the last pick is going to be Invoker.
See, the problem I have with Cloud9...
It's got to be Quas Wex, though, I think.
I agree. I haven't seen play Exort for a while, so...
Exort works really well with the team. With Nyx, like you can easily land the Sunstrike every single time.
Yeah, but it's not about the Sunstrike. It's about the fact that, like Lumi was saying, Cloud9 are going to be on defensive, like for most of the game. So having EMP Tornado is ridiculously good against Stampede and things like that. Like, say for instance, the Storm balls in, Cold Snap EMP. If he doesn't like get the ball out, he's dead, right? Or you just Tornado him and you save whatever hero they jump on. And likewise, if the Tornado hits you while you're stampeded, I'm pretty sure it gets rid of it.
But in this case, he could easily beat Storm in lane if he went Exort Quas and like crush his like early game.
Well, he beats Storm anyway.
Like
Quas Wex beats him, but not as quickly. Like I agree that Exort is probably better, just because it lets you secure last hits faster, and you can just hit the Storm when he goes to the wave. You can still do it as Quas Wex, but it keeps you safe from ganks, because if you go Exort, you don't have Ghost Walk, and then you're at least forcing Empire to buy some kind of detection if they want to roam, which they may, depending on how this works out, because it's going to be a solo offlane Nyx for Cloud9.
Okay, well, Sing Sing starts out with no Talisman. That's generally an Exort build.
What I was thinking is you can stack the Ancients with the Fort Spirits, and for Luna to...
Yeah, that's very true.
I personally like the Quas Wex for all of the reason that Andy just said, and tagging on one more onto that, EMP Tornado to actually initiate on the Storm and then to follow with Cold Snap. You're initiating him for the team, you're burning all of his mana.
You're never burning all of Storm's mana. He will always have enough mana to bot away.
Meanwhile, Envy was...
living life on the edge.
He has boots first though, he's fucking sweet, like 380 movement speed.
He's got some next level starting builds, man. No regen.
Yeah. Envy is like the player that has...
But Aoi has 8 tangos. Well, had 8, now has 7. But yeah.
Ridiculous.
Is he just going to go rush Tranquils?
I think he's just scouting.
30 seconds.
I don't think he's rushing Tranquils, right? You're just going to go into your standard ring of
But I mean,
Aquila.
you can just drop the boots, man, every time you go for a creep kill.
I got so mad one time when I was playing Lycan. I just somehow bought, my standard start and I just get my Tranquils, like, no. I wanted to disassemble it, but there were heroes running at me, so I can't just be like, hold on, guys, let me disassemble.
That's like next level strategy.
Isn't there something where you disassemble them, sometimes you can't sell them? Like, for this full gold?
What?
Yeah. If you assemble an item, regardless of whether or not you disassemble it, you still cannot sell it back for full price. Because it's like if you use the item, or something like that. Like say you made arcane boots and you use them and disassemble them and try to sell it back, it won't work.
Yeah.
It'll sell for like 500 gold.
What if you just buy an item, uses it, and sell it back?
No, you can't. Anything with a use doesn't sell back for full price. Like bottles are the same way. Like you can't buy a bottle and bottle in the well.
I see. I was thinking so next level is like, oh, what if you're getting creeps somehow? They're like throwing you so bad, they're getting in the creep. You buy Midas creep in your fountain, and then you sell it.
No, he is actually going Exor. I'm really surprised.
We'll see.
I mean, I'm not saying Forge Spirits and Exort is bad. I just thought that, Quas Wex would have synergized a bit better with the lineup because they still have a good amount of damage, even if he goes Quas Wex. You have Soul Assumption, Earthshaker Fissures, Lucent Beam. Like, they have the capability of picking off a hero very quickly, which is all you really need.
for what it's worth, it's going to give Sing Sing a much stronger lane domination against Storm Spirit. So, when we say that though, Resolution is actually doing quite alright so far in the CS war.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about Storm is his laning isn't like spectacular, but if you spam remnants and you use overloads to last hit, it's still pretty darn easy to remain consistent.
The only problem is that you have to get up and close to the creeps for that, and Invoker's gonna like click on you when you're so close to the creeps.
Yeah. But the other thing is too, if you're in a position where you're getting pushed in as Storm, you're going to take way more harass. Like, you want the creep equilibrium to be going in your favor for the specific reason that you just mentioned. If you're pushing him in and there's a bigger creep wave on your side than there is his, that means that it's going to be harder for him to hit you as many times because the creeps are going to go to him and then he has to reposition, right? Like, even if he doesn't take creep damage, he has to move.
Yeah.
Which means he can't just sit there and right-click you the whole time, which he can do if his creep wave is bigger than yours.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Well, speaking the creep position, Pylai dies up to his usual shenanigans when he's playing Earthshaker, just doing more pulls. He even stacked the high-level camp, so he's denying a full wave, which is, you know...
For a Storm, that sucks so bad.
Quite backbreaking.
Like, that is going to make him the saddest. Imagine having a Lich on your team, but, like, way worse. And I really feel like this should not be possible.
Yeah, I agree.
It's pretty filthy, like the whole group is gone.
It ain't great. It ain't great at all. So Resolution's just going to be like, I guess I'm just going to be like a full level behind at like 2 minutes in because cool hero is cool.
So we've been seeing more and more of this, the Ring of Basilius on Invoker. I personally believe, well, mana regen is always welcome on Invoker. Like, you generally do run out of mana if you spam your spells enough, but giving a little bit of armor to your creep wave as well as to your Forge Spirit is a pretty decent deal because the recent patch lock change has not been favorable to the Forge Spirits.
And should you turn it off at certain stages, though?
Well, I mean, more or less, you always want the wave pushing, in my opinion. If you're Sing here, I'll bottom lane. Mag's going to be taking some damage. I think he's fine, though.
Yeah, he's not going to die.
Treads. Oh no, that's Luna. Oh my god.
Yeah, Luna has treads. So I think if you're Sing, you want the wave to push as hard as you can, because if you're like pulling all the time, you don't want to be tanking his creeps under your tower. So if you have the armor on what creeps you do have to make sure that the wave's pushed out, means that your tier 1's going to be taking less damage.
Yeah.
So
also, just paying homage to some of the old school players. Shout out to Merlini. He used to actually turn on the Basilius on and off to mess up with the opponent's last hit.
It's actually super annoying.
Yeah,
when you do that.
it's really next level if you could do it properly. So I'm not sure if Sing Sing's going to be doing that, but he can.
Like under tower and stuff like that.
It's actually harder to do against a Storm, though, because a Storm has like 50 damage based on overload, and he's being pretty liberal with his remnant usage. So it still could work, but it's going to be a lot harder to make it work against him.
I actually love watching Bone 7 on Nyx. It's pretty fucking beautiful.
He's a bug, man. He is a bug.
I
And he's pre-running for his mid, too. What a nice guy. Doesn't even spawn there, but he doesn't.
It's just part of the job, you know? Oh, Mag is gonna get illusion. Oh, he's gonna be sad. Yeah, so something that I've talked about when Cloud9's playing before is that it's very, very important that Pylai die and Aoi play well. More important than I think their cores play well, because their core requires so much space in their usual playstyle. And you know, Envy getting Mask of Madness, Midas on Drow Ranger and things like that. The supports need to create space, and so far Pylai is, you know, creating a lot of space for mid because of this Earthshaker shenanigan. Aoi not so much, but at least Envy's free farming.
The thing is, Sing is almost like a level and a half ahead of Resolution, and it's just because of the Earthshaker pulling. Like, he's level 6 right now, Resolution's level 4. Like, that is so unbelievably annoying for a Storm, a hero who is very reliant on snowballing, and he's getting ganked. Fissure, Resolution, possible first blood coming in, teleport reaction from the Dazzle, but it's a little bit too slow. Bone 7's actually stuck.
No,
he's not. Why did he stop?
He hit the gym. You know, he could squeeze through that.
So not only did Sing get like a 2-level lead from pulls, but now he got first blood on the mid. Mid is completely just destroyed for Empire.
Yep. So I think this is jungle time for your Storm Spirit.
Yep. This is when you say, all right, stack the woods for me. I need to remnant. No, but really, they should be doing that, because like Bone 7 can't really get a whole lot at the top anyway. But you have to have a way for your Storm to recover. Like, it's a necessity at this point.
Well, they're actually going to try to gank mid a little bit. Always One Fly's going to lift Sing up. They toss him back, but not into the remnant or anything. So that's going to be it.
He's already got treads, and a solo Rubik is not going to be enough to kill. Like, if a Resolution was 6, maybe they could have killed him there, and it still would have been difficult. But I don't think they could have killed it with
What the?
That was weird.
That was Bruno whispering.
I just heard
that
somebody say, "Hey."
That was Bruno going, "Hey," and then everyone's like, "Wait, what? Look around."
We were all looking around because Bruno's usually lying in some ridiculous position.
Yeah, I was like, "Where is he?" But he's not here. I don't know, man. I think maybe it's just a little bit of lack of foresight from Empire, though, because it's not like this is new for Cloud9. Like, they do this all the time.
Yeah.
Always on a fly is going to find Bone 7, but there's
he has spike carapace.
Yeah, he's not dying.
Should
No
be
way.
fine. I say that there's phase boot as well as dagger. Bone 7 taking a ton of
God.
damage. Pops the spike. That's gonna secure his retreat out. He also has a poor man shield,
Yeah.
which I want Ice Frog to change it to pro man shield because when you get it,
You're a pro player?
you're a pro.
Is that what happens?
You're a pro.
Oh, Pilot die getting that 50 gold.
Value D wards, man.
Well, I
Value
reckon
D
with Singo, Necrobook. I think so. I think that's the.
Sing's been going Necrobook on his Invoker quite a bit.
Yeah, I think that's the game plan.
It's all the same to me.
But you probably don't want to go first.
You
You
get
might want to
four
pick up a
staff.
Yules or 4-staff depending what he sees fit.
By the way, poor Mag hasn't gotten a creep kill this whole game.
And he's,
He's got 2 runes though.
Yeah, it's true. He's got some runes. No creeps. He's got some
They don't
runes.
give gold or experience. Unfortunately.
I mean, 2 lanes are just totally decimated right now by
Yeah.
Cloud9. Like, mid and bottom are just going so unbelievably well for them. And this is normally the situation where you would say, okay, Resolution needs to help his team. What the hell is he supposed to do for his team right now, man? He has to have his Dazzle sit behind him because he's so scared of a counter gank, and rightfully so. I mean, they just dewarded mid. It's pretty obvious that they would want to try to gank you, but they have another high ground ward, like right where the creep wave is. So they know exactly what's going on.
These two lads aren't exactly stealthy. Like.
They're not sneaky.
So my question is, how much is a farmed Spectre in this case gonna do? It seems like they're gonna go on mid Resolution, trying to ball out. The Sunstrike kind of, it does hit, but obviously not enough damage to actually kill it.
They held hands and tanked it
They
together.
did. I'm not sure if Storm would have died regardless of the hand holding.
No, he wouldn't have. He's got a freaking casual belt of giant strength, man.
Needed that to survive.
Should have dropped his belt right there before he got healed.
Yeah, man, you gotta communicate.
Sama wouldn't be pleased. Oh, a clip from the high ground. He wants
Jesus.
Mag, but he doesn't get the other fames.
Oh, the,
Almost.
I's gonna try to run, but here comes the Invoker with a right click. Sing Sing doing a lot of damage. Here comes the Han. Pylai dies, gonna be ripped. Envy coming in. He doesn't have the ultimate anymore. Sing Sing gets lifted, tossed it back to the river. Sing Sing's gonna be dead for sure. Mag's gonna come in to get a little bit of experience. Suddenly, the lanes that weren't going well for Team Empire gone a lot better.
Man,
that was pretty huge.
that escalated quickly, huh?
Well, Envy Wood, he did not blow that Eclipse.
You know what I love about Silent when he plays Spectre, man? It's like, he is always just on point. Like, just, yep, I'm going to be here. I'm going to get these kills. And he always gets the kills.
Yeah.
That's the best part. Like, he doesn't just haunt in and get assist gold. He gets the kills.
Sunstrike?
Not quite. I don't even know where it was.
It was in the jungle for Always Wanna Fly.
Yeah, okay.
But,
They're
I had a
stacking for
point
Storm
in-
there.
Yeah, they need to. Like, Resolution needs that. Like, so bad.
Wind from their sails.
Wind from the sails.
Somebody's taking the wind out of his sails for sure, man. He's 26 and 8 compared to the 45 and 16.
And he's died as well.
I mean,
Like,
he's just
if you get okay, that's 4 full creep waves that Sing is denied on top of like the 3 or 4 that Pylai Dai just denied from him completely. Like, even after the death, he's still 2 levels behind Sing,
Sing's gonna have the mechanism. Like,
and he wasn't there to get any experience from the team fight because Resolution had to get graved and run away. Life's hard if you're a Storm, man.
we've seen a few times in the Dream League when there's an underlevel Storm, it never goes well.
Yeah, but hey, Shining Hope, right here, Silent, the man.
It's kind of dark. It's not
The myth,
really
the legend.
shining.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, fair.
It's a
enough.
figure of speech, Shane.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a bright spot for you, you know? It's like we're not calling the early GGs anymore. We're hyping everything, man.
The smoke!
exciting.
They're running down to the rune! Oh my god!
We're the hype boys.
Oh my days.
Here comes a smoke gang from Team Empire. Hype it up because it's gonna go onto the bot lane,
Oh,
and we
such
all
good
know.
timing too. Spectre's Haunt's going to be up like just in time for this.
I don't think it's a coincidence.
It could be that they actually communicated it.
Oh damn! Empire wants to gang mid, but Sing Sing, he knows what's up, and this smoke is running out fairly soon.
Oh, Sing's going mech.
Oh, the famous Invoker mech.
I think it's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I think
It's not too bad.
Sigma did it for a good while.
I mean, nobody else has the money to get it. Oh, ball in. They're going for Owie.
got
He's
the
got
birds.
2 birds. Gets 1 stun. There's number 2. Owie walking away. Going to get lifted, though. And, yeah, he is super mega dead. Silent. He wants to continue chasing. Eclipse is up. Needs to be careful, man. He's going to take a lot of damage if he dives this.
The shield.
Oh, the enchant totem under the tower. Silent going to get bursted down. Perfectly executed there by Cloud9. Over aggression coming out from Empire, and they get punished pretty hard for it.
Them bounces on that Luna ulti though.
Yeah, I just want to give a rare shout out to Envy as we see Resolution balling out. I never give shout out to Envy's, but that was a really well placed Eclipse. He was perfectly ranged, so he doesn't hit the creep and he hits the hero. Back in the mid lane though.
I don't know. He just got lucky on the bounces there.
No,
he didn't get lucky. He was only in range of the one hero.
Yeah.
You think?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Like almost positive he was only in range for one.
You get the ruler out and you just measure the Eclipse range.
Does he have a ruler?
Shane is not impressed.
I'm doubtful. I'm doubtful.
Okay.
No, that was like 100%, just like barely max range.
Okay, I'll have a look at the VOD later.
See, the thing is, he did it in the river, like he tried to when Mag was going for the rune.
And then he got fogged.
But yeah, he was like too far away. But then he was like, oh, okay, that's the distance. Then the second time,
you whiff one and you learn the distance. All right, I get that.
No,
possible.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know why Silent did that. Like, he could have very easily just waited for somebody else, like to be near him.
Maybe he thought he was safe because he had a creep wave.
Yeah.
Someone trailing behind him.
It was like right behind him.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I still think that was suspect because he had the team in the woods, like above him, right? Like his team was right up there. So if he waited like 3 more seconds, they would have to keep running or they would just lose people, right? And they could just kill the tower instead because the creep wave was pushing in their favor after the fact. So even if they didn't dive, they could have killed the tower.
Yeah.
So I just don't get it. I don't get the aggression.
Oh.
We are resumed and we are paused. Just a quick question. We are saying that Team Empire is 4-0 so far in the league.
5-0?
5-0? Okay, where's Cloud9 at?
They're near the middle.
No, they're number 3
They're
right now.
like tied for second right now.
Yeah.
Are they?
So they're 4-1, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
So if they actually win this game, they will be tied for first place. That's a pretty big deal. I mean, if you beat Empire, that's always a big deal. So playing for a lot of kind of momentum and standing here for the DreamLeague.
That's true.
That's what it's all about, man. Momentum.
Momentum. All right. Highlight that going to mid lane. They're going to go Resolution. He's trying to ball out, and he will make it. You need something a little bit more than that, like an Impale from a Nyx Assassin.
Well, actually, you just need more instances of damage.
Yeah, one more right click.
Okay.
Yeah, because he has 4 points into Quas, which is actually enough to stop any like blink or ball animation. You just need more people hitting him to make sure that the cold snap goes off when it's supposed to.
Or creeps.
Yeah.
That's one thing when I play Invoker and the opponent in mid has a stout shield, it actually screws you so much for the cold snap because it doesn't do enough damage to actually...
Yeah.
Oh, procs.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he was really pro, he would have staggered his 2 auto attacks from his Lord Spirits to make sure that they hit at the right time. So all 3 attacks.
All right.
Get out of that garden.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it. It's not impossible. It's like super ridiculously hard, but you can do it, man.
I mean, we're talking about like measuring Eclipse range as
rulers.
Let's see, he didn't stagger it. Sing Sing.
No.
Not confirmation.
No micro skills, man.
Not at all.
But he's got his mech.
That is true.
Resolution want to be careful here.
And generally, for other mech holders, sometimes you don't have enough mana to use it, but Exort Invoker, you get intelligence.
You use like no spells.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can get intelligence from the fire orbs. So
Yeah.
He's fine. He's grand.
He's grand. Grand.
Grand.
Grand.
Grand. Okay.
Grand. I can't do an Irish accent, man. I just can't. It's not in me.
I can't do any other accent.
And Cloud9 is actually doing a pretty good timing push here. With the mech finish, the birds on top, Luna's coming back in. He's got the drums as well. The Fissure always want to fly. He's trying to run. There's no grave. Oh, not in range. And he is dead. Tier 2 is suffering a ton of damage. They still have the mech available. Highlight that Enchant Totem just to get a little bit more damage. The creep wave's here. They got the Ring of Basilius and everything. This tower's going down.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this is a hard
Double
push to stop. Looks like Envy cast his Eclipse there. He's like, No, I don't.
Not again,
Full creep
Envy.
wave. Full creep wave, man. So 2 easy towers here for Cloud9. I don't think they're going to stop. I think because of the fact that Resolution had such a hard early game that they're just going to abuse that.
Oh, and they found the stack.
No. Resolution needs that, man.
Please, no.
Oh boy. It ain't great.
And they're like, let's go up top, but let's scout around for a little bit something. Envy, or sorry, always even gonna stop the the spawning of that camp by dropping a ward there. That's rough.
So unbelievably BM.
If they could buy Silent enough time to get the Radiance, I think they might be alright.
Yeah, but you have to understand, like, getting a Radiance when you have all of your towers alive is much different than getting a Radiance if you've lost like 5 towers, because the supports on the other team are going to have like a fully completed item, and the mech is like still really, really good against that kind of a lineup, because even when the Radiance is done, you're going to have some kind of heal to offset the Radiance burn damage and the auto attacks that your supports are going to be taking. So normally, you would say, sure, you know, Pile Die, Bone 7, and Aoi are all very susceptible to getting Radiance burned down, but just having another 250 health makes that insanely like big difference during the fights that you really need.
All right, the first sign of some kind of life coming out from Team Empire. Blink Dagger on Mag. That's going to give him a little team fight, but mid-team fight is going to happen right now. Bone 7 coming in. Impale's going to hit on Silent, Sunstrike, Fissure, everything onto him. He's fairly tanky as well as a Soul Assumption. They're going to try to burst him down, and they will. Great focus fire from C9. They're not done. They see Always Want to Fly on the right side. Do they have the mobility to catch him up? No, there isn't anything, so they defend the mid-tier one.
That last auto attack didn't get blocked by Vanguard, and
he
that's
had the medallion on him. That's why.
I think he just got hit incredibly hard. And
wow, look at C9.
Yeah, Roshan.
I really like this. They're showing that if you give them a little bit of room, they're gonna go take a lot more.
Yeah, greed is good.
Greed is good, especially in Dota. But I don't even think this is necessarily a greedy move. I just think they know they can take it.
Yeah. With Spectre dead, they're not going to take a fight without that.
And they know that even if they bought back, like, I still would say fighting in the Roshan pit is to their advantage, because, I mean, Envy is level 11 now, so that's level 2 Eclipse. He's got 1,000 HP. He's got Drums, Dominator, and then you have Mech again. It's looking really, really good for Cloud9 right now.
Yeah. Nyx Assassin picks up his Blink Dagger.
Oh, man.
Pile Die. I'm surprised Pile Die didn't go Blink. He actually upgraded Arcanes first. Which I guess with the playstyle of we're gonna just keep pushing, keep grouping up.
They needed 1 or 2 people to get them, I think.
Yeah. I just saw Andy's face when he saw Resolution was getting a BKB.
He has to though.
I know.
Like he has to, but it's so painful because you go in and you are out of mana. Like you have to BKB, go in, hopefully get the kill that you're going for, and then hope that your team can win the fight hard enough to where you don't have to retreat because you're going to be out of mana.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how Storm was played back in the days. And I'm talking about like 2010-ish, where Storm was picked as that type of initiator. But at different times, as we see C9 pushing down a tier 1 bot, and mid is going to get traded, I suppose, for Team Empire.
Yeah, I mean, they're not taking it on the chin here. They're getting what they can, when they can.
Yeah.
But it's just becoming increasingly difficult for them because they're going to lose a heck of a lot of map control. The bright thing that they have for them right now is that Silent is still farming very well given the circumstances, and they're going to be able to find out Pile Die. Resolution, though, drops for it. Mag, he blinks in with the double edge, and he gets the kill on Pile Die, but I'm pretty sure he actually did that into a carapace as well.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And now Mag is going to be dying on top of that. So like I said, if you do that, you die. Like, you just died.
Oh, he had a little bit of health left.
And they gave...
Silence should be careful up top because they have a Blink spike. Here we go. It's going to hit on Silent. Eclipse is going to get dropped, and all of these beam, I got to tell you, is in range. Oh, Vanscore comes back in. He's going to try to TP out. No mana for the beam. Tress switch from Envy. A bit late, Envy. Did he even tress switch? He did not.
He did.
Okay,
no, he did. He just switched him back as soon as he realized that the thing wasn't going to be fast enough. Resolution, though, going on Aoi in bottom lane. Sing's here, too, though. Needs to be careful. Sing, Cold Snap on cooldown. Aoi might be going down, but Resolution looks like he's going to be going down, too. Maybe just barely had enough mana to get away with the ball. And the stolen Forge Spirits chasing down Sing. I mean, he can in 3 seconds.
No, he has enough HP. Storm Spirit does. So he should be fine.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He does.
He's like half health, yeah. That value Ogre Club, man.
He's going for it, though.
Oh, just punches always want to fly.
Go back to the base.
Get more time in the well.
You've been a bold boy.
Man, that was crazy. What a crazy turn of events.
Silent keeps dying. Come on, son.
Not a good sign, man.
I really would venture to say that if they didn't dive that bottom tier 1, this game would be totally different. Because Silent dying before he gets Radiance, like every time he dies before even just getting a Relic, right? Like, you lose so much gold every time that happens because he's not really contributing that much into fights. There's only 5 kills, right? And he's been involved in 3 of them, so it's not like he's not contributing his part, but there just haven't been that many situations for him to get reliable gold.
I would agree to that, only though half of it. I think right after he died on the bottom part, he should have gave up on the Radiance. It's such a timing item, like you said, with the supports being poor, with the mech being up on C9. I think you should go for something else, drums, diffusal, anything that could give your team some resemblance of a team fight.
I don't know though, because say for instance, like theoretically, he does have his diffusal. Okay, let's say he has like Vanguard diffusal right now.
Okay.
Does that make him scary enough to where he can fight right now? Because I don't think it does. I think that you need a Radiance just to be able to not only be a threat to the supports, but just farm enough to remain relevant. Because otherwise you're going to get to a stage where having a diffusal doesn't increase your farm rate at all. I mean, sure, you auto attack slightly faster, but in comparison, Radiance is like miles better for keeping your efficiency up, which is what he needs if you're behind.
I mean, even with the Radiance, I don't think he could fight that well. I think C9 will just mech up and say, all right, we're going to keep on pushing.
Yeah, but your ult in itself still is more of a threat.
Sure.
I think that the Manta style, like there's no point in getting the diffuser blade without Manta style. I don't get
the only thing I want to say Radiance...
Well, Manta illusions still get Desolate.
Yeah.
So
but I'm saying I don't think there's a point in getting the diffuser blade without, like, sure, you get it on your ulti.
If you don't already have the Manta.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, the only thing I want to say that Radiance really does well for Empire is that C9 is operating on 2 Blink Daggers, and you still like prevent the initiation, you still prevent them from chasing you, for example. But I'm not sure whether we're going to finish this discussion, because here comes C9, and they're looking for high ground.
Yeah, Manta done on Luna.
I mean, once the space tower goes down and Empire does have the glyph, like the Rax is going to go down for sure. Here comes Envy threatening a beam or eclipse.
Yeah, he keeps on doing that, the fake eclipse thing.
Is under attack.
I mean, I don't really know what Empire is supposed to do about this. Oh, Resolution goes in. He wants Pylai Die. It's going to be a blink stun. Only going to hit on Mag, unfortunately. Echo Slam gets used by Pylai Die as well. No one dropping quite yet. Mag, he gets graved. Pylai Die going to be the first casualty of this fight. Here comes the Eclipse from Envy.
God.
He gets a double. He wants to potentially chase for more, but it looks like Always Wanna Fly is going to be able to escape by the skin of his teeth.
Always Wanna Fly has Eclipse stolen, so if there's some good initiation coming out from him, as well as the rest of the team, they could actually make something happen. But Mag is dead. Storm is... Where's the Storm? Storm is being chased by Bone 7 on the mid lane. He needs to make it back on the well, but he doesn't have any mana. His Spike is gonna hit, and they're gonna try to burst him down. Meanwhile, Envy's got a kill. Resolution's prevented to be going back to the base. He's gonna go one more hit. Blink Dagger gonna get the kill. Meanwhile, on the top lane, the Rax is fully exposed, and Cloud9 is about to take down Empire and get first place on the DreamLeague.
That's an early GG, man.
That was an
You're
early
not supposed to call it the GG.
About to.
Now I gotta play the good guy and say what
right.
Empire can do to get back in the game.
What will they need to do?
Okay, they need... honestly, they played that as well as they could have. They kept Mag alive for so long. Like,
middle tower
he lived until the Eclipse came, and obviously the grave wore off. But when they graved him, it was a very efficient grave. There was like everything they did, I think, was sound. But the problem that Resolution's having is that he had to initiate and waste all of his mana.
Yep.
Like he doesn't even have his BKB yet. So when he went in, he knew that he was going to get counter initiated on by the Nyx, and he dodged the stun. So good on him, right? But they just don't have enough damage. Like simply put.
Yep.
Should they time the Spectre ulti for when Luna eclipses?
Well, that would be ideal because it would eat the bounces, but I think it's...
They kind of have to go for Earthshaker.
Well, here's the thing, though.
You know?
Here's the thing. If Empire does not press the Haunt button, they do not have enough damage. So they really need Haunt. Whereas Cloud9 don't even need Haunt, or sorry, don't even need Eclipse to actually kill everybody. So I feel like Empire's pressure to use that Haunt. And just to go back to Andy, I don't think this game is completely over for Team Empire. I feel like once Storm has the BKB, you saw how they're initiating. They're going for the Earthshaker. If you could actually pick up the Earthshaker before the fight happens, the Cloud9 team does lose a lot of AoE stun. So that's going to give Team Empire a lot more damage output. So I think Empire does have some fight in them. But here comes Bone 7. He is blinking back out because he somehow noticed that there is a Sentry Ward.
What a player, man. What a player. But I mean, this is an offlane Dagon Blink next at 23 minutes in. Like, he is unbelievably farmed.
He's 2-0-6.
Well, his team also has 5 towers as well as a Roshan kill, so...
Yeah, but that's kind of what we were saying earlier. Like, the fact that Resolution got shut down mid is why they lost so much map control. The Storm needs a good start. Like, if you don't get a good start, and especially, like, say you don't get any CS, right? Like, for the sake of argument, like, or super extreme. You don't get any CS, but you get all the experience from your lane. You're still, in my opinion, like in a better spot because Resolution was 2 levels lower than Sing before he even got ganked once.
Yeah.
Like, that is so unbelievably, like you said, backbreaking. Like, how did you come back from that?
Yeah, I think top lane, Bone 7 is teleporting to defend that one. I think they were trying to bait out a couple of
I mean, Aoi's got an Ags now, so there's that. That tower bottom is just dead.
20,
there's no
like
glyph.
20 minutes or something. Completely insane.
And Satanic down on Envy.
Okay.
And double damage in the ball.
You were saying a quick BKB would help out in this particular draft, and I agree just in the drafting proportion, but when you're this far ahead,
you don't need one.
Yeah, just getting raw HP and Satanic just heal you back up after you survive all the initiation.
Did Eternal Envy buy a bottle specifically for that double damage rune?
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah. No. He always says this is like the game-winning rune, and you should buy a bottle if you're a carry in situations like this.
Yeah, but I would go high ground, honestly, if I were C9 right now on bottom. But Silent, completely out of mana here in the top lane. Bone 7 with a creep stun there. Just decides to blink away. But he's going to force Empire back to the base, which I guess is more or less what he wants to do, so...
Oh no, Envy DD popped. And,
okay. I think the expiration date on that thing kind of ran out.
It's only back in 2 minutes, like, it's not great. You want to eat that the second you cook it.
Be as effective as you can, Envy. Hit every creep.
That sounds like the Swedish market.
Yeah, remember that meat I got yesterday?
Yeah.
Went off, like, what, this morning or something?
Expired.
Yeah.
Expires in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but it's
Better
so
go
good.
home and cook it like right now.
It's like a quarter of the price.
Well, Cloud9 continue to assert their map dominance here over Empire.
Oh, Radiance!
Radiance. All right, here comes the team
Radiance.
fight. Again, if you haunt right now, I mean, the Blink Dagger on Bone 7 as well as on Pylite Eye is going to be completely disabled. So I think the team fight is going to get much, much better for Team Empire.
Yeah, sure.
Also, they also have BKB finish on Resolution, so they actually can burst down just about anybody.
They're going to have to outplay, though.
Yeah, they do. They really have to.
Then the birds are going to destroy them. That's
Again,
the one fear I have for the lads.
Just saying, in that game for Empire versus Ahead, where they eventually lost, Empire was in a similar situation, but they were able to team fight on a fairly even ground because they were outplaying. But Cloud9...
But do you think they can outplay Cloud9 that hard?
I don't think so. And some like when you have heroes like Luna, you just click a button. Like there's very little outplay. Like Luna is gonna be Luna. She's gonna do a lot of
what if you
deeps.
eclipse on the high ground and you just don't hit anybody?
All right. Apart from that, I mean, like I'm sure Envy has measured the range. I hope he has.
He got out the screen ruler, man.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
He's got like some measurements, like 1 inch equals like 10 in-game units or something like that.
In-game units.
And by the way, there's also
That would be way more than that. It'd be like
Neck
100.
3 on Invoker now. Envy just running in.
Yeah, and he doesn't care. He needs to
Yeah, he should
be
care.
cautious that he has Weave on him right now. Another ball in from Resolution.
Oh,
Pops the
he can't catch him,
BKB.
he
Pilot Guy
blinked.
actually gets the blink off. They're going to decide to go on Aoi instead. And a nice 3-man stomp coming out from Mag. But Bone 7 already finds a kill on
no.
Vanscore. Here comes the Eclipse. The Fissure comes out as well from Pilot Die. And it's actually a 2 for 2 right now. Always Want to Fly still alive. And they're going to be trying to chase down Silent as well, who is running away from Envy. Envy really wants this kill. I don't really think he's going to get it, though. Sing manages to kill Always Want to Fly in the base. I'm assuming that was a Sunstrike.
Storm's coming right back in right now. He sees Envy and he wants him dead, but out of mana. That's the problem. Like you said, the birds are dropping, and so is Resolution. Resolution does not have buyback, and even if he does not have the BKB to back him up. Envy is looking at a tier 3 tower that's about to go down. Oh, he does have buyback.
He barely had enough. That was 700 gold for him to buy back.
Okay, Glyph is going to come out. They're going to fight to live another day, I hope.
Yeah, exactly. The lights are on.
The lights are now back off.
Oh, they're
You
on.
can turn them on. Silent's gonna die. Like 100%.
The birds? No, Magic
There's
Wand
no
backs
damage.
up, still alive. He's gonna go back to the well, but exposed Rex for Envy is mean. Oh no, Mac's gonna TP on the back line. It's gonna be a 2-man stomp.
No, 3.
He is so slow. Oh, ow, he's gonna get caught. He
That
Magic
shield.
sticks up. He's still alive. Mag is gonna... That ice wall being stolen by Always Want to Fly. Always Want to Fly is playing out of his mind right now, but not enough.
Yeah, Envy still has Aegis, by the way. Resolution goes for the BKB. They're going to be able to take him down the first time. Envy's going to be respawning. Are they going to back him up? Silence just on the back lines right now, taking out Aoi
Radiance
and Pilot Die both. Pilot Die with the body block. He makes Silent go all the way around. The gem is on deck. Pilot Die is going to be able to pick it up. Lucent Beam onto Silent.
Oh, Silent.
He wants to try to get the heck out of here. Throws a dagger for the movement speed and gets hit with a huge totem.
He has buyback as well, and looks like he, on the look at things, he's going for Blame Mail, which is a very good item if you can get the activation.
How are
out.
the racks still alive?
I don't know. I keep saying
the Necro books.
Oh my god. Envy could have popped his Manta in that fight and just send it back into the melee racks, and that may have done it. It looks like C9's gonna back off. They got 2 buybacks out of the Team Empire. Empire might not lose now, but because all the buybacks they've used, they're really limiting of what they could do in the next fight.
The lights are back off, lads.
It's like, all right. It's like mood lighting.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, it's over. It's bright. No, it's not over. It's like more game.
I mean, I just want to point out the net worth so far for Envy versus Silent. It is worlds apart.
oh yeah, he's got double net worth.
When he gets his butterfly, is there anything?
I mean, the saving grace really is that even though, like earlier, Lumi said that buying a BKB sometimes isn't necessary, Silent's not going to die to just a Nyx. Oh, maybe with a Sunstrike. He's going to be pretty close. He's got another mana burn. He's not going to be able to dagger. Silent wants to go for the kill, actually. Bone 7's trying to run away. You can't blink, though.
Mana burn.
One more mana burn.
Jesus.
No, man up. Man up, Silent. Oh.
He didn't know who was hiding in the bushes. In
Yeah,
fairness.
I mean, I guess he didn't have any vision anywhere. It's like super risky.
And his buyback was on cooldown.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with the fact, like, given the vision that he had to run. But it just sucks because we can see where everyone is, and it's like, no, you could have killed him. But he doesn't know that, so. I was saying something else, and now I can't remember what it was.
You were talking about something about BKB.
Oh, yeah. So, like Lumi said, buying a BKB isn't always a necessity when you're super far ahead in farm. Like, a Satanic is obviously like an amazing item, right? But if you don't have a BKB, there's still the potential that Empire could almost stunlock you to death.
And they did almost that in that team
Yeah.
fight. It was a telekinesis lift into a 3-man mag stun from the Centaur, and then Always Fun Fly was able to take a fissure and lobbed it on top of that. It was like literally 6 or 7 seconds of chain stun, and Envy just stood there. But he had so much HP.
Yeah, the triple bracer.
That is some serious desperation from our boy Vanscore, man. Triple bracers.
Why is he not playing Rubik? What's up with that? Like,
I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to switch it up.
I mean, Always Fun Fly is playing really well. Like stolen fissure, stolen clips, stolen ghost wall.
I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying.
All right. I mean, all of C9's grouped up. This is not too good. They're gonna go right on.
He actually disjoints the stun. Nicely done. They want to go on Sing. He's going to be able to pop the BKB. Is he actually going to be alive through this entire fight? Sing still not going to drop. They pop the Manta. Envy uses Satanic as well with the Eclipse, and they just simply don't have the damage to fight this. It's a triple kill for Envy. Can he make it an Ultra? It looks like it was a little bit close, but Bone 7 actually got the kill on Resolution, so the only one, again, who is going to live through that engagement is Always Want to Fly, and he might get smashed by the birds. Oh, no, they turned!
Objective
they turned
gaming
away.
Well,
I mean, given the circumstances, sure, a 4 for 2, not great, but they fought about as well as they could have. Mag got a really nice stomp, and they managed to catch Sing prior to BKB, so they did kill him.
They were in a really difficult position as well because they're fighting on the upground. Like, it's really difficult to fight uphill.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, like, even as far behind as they were, which Empire were really far behind, like over 20,000 gold during that fight, like, they still managed to kill 2.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what Lumi was saying a little bit earlier. It's like they don't always win just based on their composition. They win based on their team play and, like, knowing what targets to focus. So, in that regard, I still have to say, like, Empire played it, like, pretty darn well.
How many 3-man stuns has Mike got? Like 4?
Like
3 or 4. And I have to say, if they actually killed Sing Sing before he was able to pop his mech and BKB, that team fight would have been significantly different. Like, having that AoE heal, and everybody was so low on C9, so I think props to Empire. Like, if Sing Sing was a bit lower, they would win that team fight or get very close to it.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Mega Creeps against Team Empire.
Yeah.
And that happens.
There's like echo slams and stuff, and
The lights aren't on yet, so
I don't know. It's okay. They gave up on it. They decided, you know what? We can't actually know for sure when the game's going to be over, because in a game where a team might not call GG, they just call GG immediately, and then other times it's like, okay, surely they're going to call GG, and then they don't.
Well, the drone's exposed.
Yeah, it's a thing. I mean, they're going to lose their base. And it is called Defense of the Ancient.
yeah. That's an honorable death to Empire, though. You know
It's
what I mean?
trademarked now. No, it's just Dota.
There was no Sudoku. They let him finish the job. And Empire go 1-1 today.
Not what we expected.
Well, let's be honest. If they banned Earthshaker, way closer game.
True.
Like, I really have to put so much emphasis on how poorly Resolution had to do that game because of fissure blocking. Like, it broke his game. Like, he couldn't do anything because of it.
I felt so bad for him. Like, what can he do against it? He's so defensive as well. He's like at their huge.
Yeah, there's like no way to punish it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's like shouldn't be allowed. Like, I just think it's stupid.
So there we had it. Final game of the day. There's not going to be a third game. Fnatic versus Alliance is being postponed until we know when. We still have to talk with the teams. But yeah, that was Cloud9 versus Empire, and Cloud9 with that. Pretty impressive. They beat the monster, and that was kind of the question of the day. Can someone beat Empire? Apparently, Cloud9 can.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that being said, we're going to wrap up the day for today. But before, we're going to show people some stuff. First, naturally, we're going to start with the standings. So we're going to see how things are looking up there. Right now, Cloud9, they beat Alliance before, and they got the second place. Now they beat Empire. And they take the first place.
I think they should be at first place.
Should be,
they beat the second and third.
Yeah,
beat the
Team
first.
Empire and Alliance. Yeah.
So
I don't know about this.
I mean, I normally whenever I see kind of a standings like this and there's a tie, you put the guy that beat that matchup, that won the matchup, right? So in this case, Cloud9 versus Empire, I wouldn't be against putting Cloud9 at the top. But having said that, I mean, very, very impressive by them. Let's not forget, there are still a few teams that can get there. Alliance, if they win versus Fnatic or whatever game they play next, they can also be 5-1. And Navi, I mean, we kind of forgot about them because they played most of the games in the first week.
They've been quiet.
Yeah.
Well, they've been quiet because they haven't been playing.
Yeah.
So they still have the possibility to be there. Fnatic 3 and 4, struggling right now. I mean, they are in 6th place but with 7 games. Look at all the other games. Like even Liquid, which are 0 and 3, they can go 4 and 3 suddenly and be in 3rd or 4th position, assuming they win all the next games. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. And for tomorrow, we do have a lot of EG.
EG.
I need to remember to put our TC in before tomorrow.
What time is it? Well, if I can delay the travel back for 2 hours, it gets to 12 p.m. and it locks.
I'm not going home in the death trap. I've already had one scare today.
It was not that bad.
What happened?
It was pretty bad.
Was
The
it-
car is just like,
The veering thing?
it shouldn't be allowed to be on the road.
It hobbles a
super
little
bad.
bit, but it's
A little bit?
it's a little
When
bit.
he changed lanes, the car almost went off the road. It was like,
It wasn't that bad.
No, it was pretty bad.
I was in the car.
The thing is, if you're driving, it feels a little bit better.
I wasn't
But if you're
driving.
not, I know, but if you're not in control of the vehicle, it's like more unnerving,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Because you're like, I don't know if Scriff like drives that well. It's like,
This is the car that Graham's owned from the fictional example that we were talking about last
costs
time.
like $10.
Right, yeah.
Came out of like one of those like old school, like you know those little machines where you put like a quarter in and you
And
turn
you just
it,
it pops
and
the
you
car.
get like a gumball or something.
Kid rig.
You open that and that was the car. You add water and it just goes.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, before finishing the show, if you're still watching here, a few announcements. We're in $97,145 for Compendium. We're less than $3,000 away from Lumi's cosplay. I still remind you, tweet at him, at LuminoSimbers, say, I want you to cosplay this, so that maybe he can change his mind and veto some very easy heroes, some very silly heroes. Maybe we can get Draskil Swish to have a Lumi cosplay Queen of Pain.
I wanted that at the
Queen
start.
of Pain.
I wanted it at the start, but then I was like, no, that's me.
Dude, I think he'd look great in a thong.
I think so too, but it'd be unfair to everyone.
And we could paint him blue.
No, that's right. It would be unfair to everybody. Nobody wants to see that.
No, because they wouldn't be able to live up to your Queen of Pain. Like, no one would be able to cosplay Queen of Pain
You
again.
just win by
That's
default
true.
every
All
single
those
cosplay
Asian girls that are cosplaying Queen of Pain, I just put them out of
Yeah, exactly.
you-
That'll
business.
work.
They're done.
embarrassment to all
Can
of
we
them.
actually get to paint them blue? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I'm up for Queen of Pain.
We'll get
All
like
right,
a
let's
tub of
not
paint,
do
we'll tell
Queen of
Lumi
Pain.
to just have a dip, man. It'll be fine.
We'll
Veto.
see what happens again. And speaking of other compendium goals, remember $80,000 was the Invoker set. And as we said, we initially said that we were having it ready for the 25th, which is today. Because we were taking some community feedback, we delayed the things a little bit. But now we have the final concept art, which we're going to show people. And it's right there, so you can't see right now much more, but it's going to go full screen in a minute. So that's the finished Invoker set. And there are quite a few differences compared to the ones we had before. First of all, the face boots were gone. Like, the people were complaining about how big their boots were. So, and also they said he had like very skinny legs because the cape finished too early, like way too up. So the cape now goes down. The feet are behind that. There's no boots. Also, bracers and belt have the colors of the Quaswax sword, just like the hat. The hat was also changed a little bit, so it's not as big as it used to be. The shoulders were making more beefier because it looks like It used to look like he was kind of skinny. The back of the cape, now we can see the back of it as well. So it also has the quasi-waxed sword, and it also the colors, the orange from the from the part of the suit matches the orange from the Forge Spirit.
Can you change the color of the hat?
Yes, and I was going there by the end. But let me finish with the orange.
Excited.
Yeah, one of the things people were complaining is that Forge Spirits kind of looked like they didn't belong to the set. So now with the orange in the suit, also kind of matches the Forge Spirit. So there's a little bit more integration. And finally, there's an alternate style for the hat, which is not only going to be white, but also for like the last complaint that some people had is like they said that it was kind of they didn't like that the hat covered the eyes. Because it's like, well, Invoker kind of like... Some people say it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And the same amount of people said, well, I would like to see his eyes because, like, why would you go with a hat that cannot let you see? So the white hat will be actually slightly more lifted, so you will be able to see the eyes of the Invoker.
He's a mysterious wizard.
Yeah.
Well, I like the white hat, though, because when you EMP Tornado, you could be Gandalf.
Right.
You shall not pass. Get the hell out. And your mana's gone.
Go home, Abaddon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is a concept art. The concept art is finished, of course. Now it's going into modeling phase. The modeling phase will take a week or two, something like that. We will keep you posted on that. And the same way we showed, actually, self-plug. If you want to see how the Forge Spirit looks at the end, you can go at StatsmanBruno on Twitter, and I tweeted it there.
Holy shit.
I put them there. I forgot to put them. And I was like,
Unbelievable.
I feel bad about this.
I intentionally forgot to put it on there.
No,
Wasn't my fault, guys.
well, I did it yesterday. I was like, I got them yesterday when I was at the Diablo launch party, and it felt really weird to actually like plug the Dota 2 set during the Diablo launch party. So I kind of kept it, and I was like, I really wanted to show it to people, so I tweeted about it. But yeah, so once that's done, it's again up to Valve, and Valve already has some of our stuff that is waiting to come out. But I don't know, like I'm sure that with all the problems that there are right now with the Steam connections and Fantasy League bugs, which like lots of people reported, think all of you that are saying things like Zai is now a core. And also, you can't drop Demon from your team if you have him because it says he doesn't have a team, so you can't drop him. And there's lots of Fantasy League bugs. There's lots of things that Valve are fixing, and I'm pretty sure that's kind of delaying also the release of the items from the DreamLeague. But bear with us. If you bought the Compendium, you will have the items. Hopefully sooner than later. And if you didn't buy the Compendium, but you did see the items, and like, oh, well, this is kind of cool. I want the chainsaw, I want the Invoker set, the hat that's coming, that also the hat will be changing day from night. So if you have a hat, during the day it will look like something, and during the night some things will change. It's not going to be something that will distract you from the game, but it will have certain features. And of course the loading screen that we'll have with all the concept art and everything together, that's kind of coming at the end of everything, because at the beginning, when I was talking to Danny, which is creating the loading screen, I was like, well, the loading screen is easy. It's just like you go on Photoshop and you draw some stuff. We saw him yesterday draw. He drew a Crusader.
Yeah, you tried to tell me that was you.
Yeah,
you were
no,
like, yeah, this is me.
He drew we were talking about Diablo. He drew a Crusader, like a Crusader in like black and white, kind of like carbon drawing in like an hour, and he made something that was like, holy shit, that's amazing. He's like
impressive.
really, really good. So I thought, well, how long can a loading screen take? But then he told me like, well, how can I make a loading screen if we don't have all the concept of everything finished, right? So they were waiting for everything, like all the models and everything, going to have a loading screen that actually has everything that's relevant to the DreamLeague, as opposed to just like some random things in DreamLeague and a happy face. I suggested making it orange. But yeah, might work.
That's
Maybe.
actually like really close to the orange. Like I can see the thing behind you.
Yeah.
And it's like super close to that color.
It is, yeah.
Mine is shinier.
Yeah. So yours is better than that orange.
Yeah.
Only a little bit though.
Tiny bit. But yeah, so if you want to do that, you can go to the Dota 2 store, buy the Compendium. You can also play the Fantasy League, even if you start right now. As long as you get some new people to play with, you will be fine. And if your friends already have the Fantasy League and they're playing in other leagues, you can still start a new one with them, and it will be fine. We'll just start playing from tomorrow. So yeah, lots of stuff. $10
I forgot about the battle bonus as well. I got like nearly 5 levels out of that.
Yeah, battle bonus as well. It's 6 days long. We explained before that the battle bonus kind of like, they're not like the MLG or the Dota, the TI3 battle bonus. From now on, all the battle bonus from leagues are going to be slightly weaker because they were a bit too strong in battle size. So if you were expecting something, whoa, easy there, Tiger. If you were expecting something better, with our apologies, we don't really have control about that. And having said that, that's it for today.
Yeah.
So guys, I'm going to leave you like the last words to you. Wrap it up and say something insightful
Okay, Sura.
Okay. Lumi?
Regular item sets are like what, $13, $14, $10, $8, and you get 2 item sets for the DreamLeague plus all the other stuff.
And that's super hat for that Vogue set.
Yeah.
The hat is literally.
It's a bargain.
Yeah, that's great. Well, having said that, see you guys tomorrow, Wednesday, with 3G games, and have fun. See you in 20 hours.